And now let's see the setting up of a node on Newrl testnet. To that end, I've started with the docs.newrl.net page. On that, you see a bunch of other documentations, but the specific one relevant to this is validating and run a validator node inside that. So this is the page. For testnet, we're using the port 8421. Mainnet in future will be 8456. Now, the thing we need to do for that, there are two approaches to creating the node. One is if you own the hardware and you don't want to use AWS, then there's a detailed process we'll send out in a separate document. For the purpose of this call, we'll focus on the AWS-driven testnet node creation. Now, in that, the simplest thing to do is copy an image, which we already created on AWS. And for those amongst you who do not have AWS background or do not have AWS account set up, it's relatively straightforward. You go to aws.amazon.com/console and do sign in. You essentially are taken to a login screen. If you don't have an account, you can create a new one fairly easy. And there is a lot of free tier for a few months, if you will, of compute. So easy enough to do. Now, in my case, I already have set up an account, so I'm just sort of logging in. While setting up the account, make sure that you pick the location of AWS North Virginia or Ohio. Reason for that is our testnet images are readily available in these two locations. Others are coming soon, but for now, easy enough to get moving forward with it. Now, in normal services, you might see a larger screen. All you need to do is locate EC2 and go to EC2. And if you're using it for the first time, you won't have anything here. It will simply be 0, 0, zeros. So just pick instances or just go to launch instance right here. So wherever you see the launch instance button, that's enough for you to get started. So this launch instance then is naming it whatever. I'm calling it demo testnet. This is a crucial step. You need to actually look for Newrl image. So Newrl and enter. You see a lot of these things. Give it a couple of seconds. Select community AMIs. You'll see one or two. Ignore the devnet, just stick to the testnet. So this is the image, testnet node Ubuntu. Select this, brings you back to this page. Now here you can change it to T3 medium. It's advisable, T3.medium. And keypair login, if you're familiar with the approach, use it, else proceed without it. For testnet, this will work fine anyway. In network settings, just simply add HTTP and HTTPS traffic from anywhere and just launch your instance. You're done with half of the work. Couple of other things to do before we move forward, which is this instance has now been created. Click on that. It will take you to a new page. As I see the name demo testnet, click here and go to security. You'll see security groups. It might be called something else in your case, launch wizard 3 to 20, whatever. In here, we need to specifically change the inbound rules, edit inbound rules to add a rule for the 8421 port that we need to use for the testnet, and click anywhere IPv4, which will also show you this 0.0.0.0/0 and just save it. In a hardware sense, you're already set up now. And so if you go to EC2, you'll see in your case, you probably see instances running as one. The one we just created now, demo testnet, this is the one. Now in this, just see connect. You don't need to do anything on this page. Leave the username as it is, connect, and you'll see that you're taken to the actual node. Now, the IP of this node is this, public IP 3.227.12.229. In your case, it will be something else. Crucial step here is the node is now set up in terms of hardware, but there is no staked Newrl token on it yet, nor does it have a valid Newrl wallet, as we call it. Remember, unlike Ethereum and other chains, our wallets need to be validated by a KYC check and so on. For testnet, there is no formal check. It's automatically validated, but for mainnet, there will be. So in this case, we need to now pick the specific wallet that has been created for us in this instance by running this command. Now be clear that this command is going to show your private key to everyone. So it's better if you do not actually do it in front of anyone else. I'm doing it and I'm going to delete this demo terminal afterwards. So from my perspective, it's okay. But in general, this will be a tricky thing to do if the private key is shared with anyone else. So do not share it with anyone is the short answer. From here, copy this part. You can keep the whole key copied somewhere, but the specific thing we need at this point is this section from between these curly brackets, the public, private, and address. Copy this and go to what is wallet.newrl.net. This will show something of this side of screen. Pick up any password that is relevant for your use. Now here this is a raw wallet. This is a non-custodial wallet. So we don't have your keys and documents or anything else. You need to import the wallet we just created. The copy that we did of this specific combination, we are pasting it here now. And the wallet is now included. So to activate it, you need to specify whether you're a natural person or a company or this thing, your location, document type. Just to be clear, you don't need to put an actual document in this because this is just a testnet. But you can just put some dummy document and click on activate wallet. It will still get activated. In mainnet, this will be activated only upon an AI checking the document validity. So give it 10 seconds as the next block is added to the chain. If you see this, that means your wallet is active, but it doesn't have anything in it yet. So next step is to get something in it. So copy the address and let's go to a faucet and get something for ourselves. So in faucet, put in the wallet address you put in, and the max quantity is 1,000,000 tokens followed by the 6 decimals of Newrl token. So we do fund wallet transaction, faucet transaction is already confirmed. Coming back to our wallet, you see the Newrl tokens are now in your wallet. So now the next step is to stake the node we had just created in here. So let's just get our wallet address copied one more time. This is the address and we are running a node. So we are staking now. We got 1,000,000, of which 500K is the minimum amount to stake, followed by 6 zeros because Newrl has 6 decimals. This will confirm the transaction and it's now successfully sent to the blockchain. Now you're done in terms of setup. You just have to wait now for the transaction, the subsequent transactions to have your node included as a valid validator. The way to check this subsequently, you can log out now and log back in later. But when you log back in, just check this thing called TrustNet here, the second one. And in there, you see the incoming trust scores. If you do not see anything, you're not yet a miner included in the chain. You're read-only. You're not able to write or participate in validation. But if you see a person ID here of the network trust manager score, that'll be the only one for now. And some score, which is 10 followed by 4 more decimals. That's a sign that you actually have started being included in the active validation process. So that in a nutshell is the entire process from start to end of setting up a node from scratch.